Hello there guys, it's now winter and more importantly Xbox Live is working because it's been off for me all the past couple of days. I've had lots of problems. So we've got in here and what we're doing at the moment is our cheeky blueprint for the weekly challenge. So if I pop in here, a couple of things I want to show you. Oops, in here. First of all, the shop, they've got this hat. And I've bought it already and I was actually really excited about it. So it's not a ski hat, it's a beanie and some snowboarding goggles, which is brilliant for me. I've got to change my character into a winter clothes. And also my friend John, who I talk about on my videos quite a lot, he is right now in Austria skiing. In fact, not right now because it's going to be about 4 o'clock in the morning in Austria at the minute. So he's probably tucked up in bed. But before I came to Colombia, I gave John all of my snowboarding equipment. I gave him 3 snowboards, a few pairs of boots and bindings, helmet. I didn't give him a helmet because I never wear one. I gave him some goggles and a few coats. But I phoned him on Facebook Messenger video chat thing the other day. I think it was the day before yesterday. I didn't know that he was actually snowboarding at the time, but he answered the phone and he was on a ski lift just about to get off with my snowboard in his hand and a big cheesy grin on his face. I was like, oh my god, I'm so jealous. And he panned the camera around and it was crystal blue skies and crispy white snow. Oh, it looks so lovely. I need to go snowboarding. Now we have planned, maybe later this year or maybe next year, for John to come over and go to maybe Colorado, and then me to go up there and meet him there, and us to have a holiday together, and then obviously he goes back to England, I come back to Colombia. So that's our plan, but I want to go now. You've also got the Hummer in here, which I haven't bought yet because I've not got enough money for it, but I will buy it. It's not my kind of car, but I think this will be a lot of fun. I'd like to put a good tune on it, and I'd like to then just drive it around some kind of off-road track, possibly through snow, and I think that might be a lot of fun. So I am going to buy that if I manage to get enough points in time. I'm sure I will, and I already have the Bentley. So next step is the weekly challenge. The first one you've got to do is to just get yourself in a retro rally car. So I'm using the Escort RS Cosworth from the club challenge of last week, which I've already put an S1 tuning on, so I've just jumped into that. The second one is really bloody cheeky, quite difficult, and I've created 3 or 4 blueprints for it already that didn't really work, but I've just had an idea for a new blueprint, so I restarted the video and I'm going to start from there. So what we've got to do, while airborne, you've got to overtake your opponents to earn 3 airborne pass skills as you race in a retro rally car. Now I've done that 1 out of 5. So I have got 3 airborne pass skills at least. I might have 4, I might have 5, but I certainly haven't got 6. Otherwise I'd be on 2 out of 5. So you've got to get 3 passes just for 1, and you've got to do it 5 times. I think that's quite a tall order, but I'm going to have a crack at a blueprint in just a moment that I hope will make that possible for us to do it very easily. The next one is 5 lucky escape skills, which I think the easiest way to do this. It's drift whilst narrowly avoiding traffic to earn 5 lucky escape skills with your retro rally car. So you don't have to be in a race. So the easiest way to do this would be to go into Horizon Solo mode and then go up and down the motorway in the traffic, drifting past the cars. That's probably going to be the easiest way to do it. I'll have a crack at that in a moment. And we have here earn a 3-star score at the Derwentwater Speed Zone. Now that could be difficult, but we'll see. We'll see. So let's see if we can get this blueprint then, because I've tried a couple of times, but it really didn't work. But I've now got a new idea. So I'm at the Colossus, and I'm going to create a new route from here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the danger sign jump that goes through the windmill. So that's the jump we're going to use. And what I did previously is I sent the cars through the windmill, and then immediately after the windmill jump, they was having to do like wiggling and swerving left and right. Just get away from this. Is my radio on or off? Oh, that's better. So yeah, they were wiggling left and right while I jumped over the top of them. But it didn't really work because they kept stopping inside the windmill and getting in my way. So I was thinking, how can I force them to do something different? So this is my new idea. I'm going to jump through the windmill, but I'm actually going to send them around the side of the windmill, through the sheep, like this, so they don't get in my way. So they're not now going to slow down in the windmill, which is really, really important. But I'm now going to bring them back in, a little bit lower down, and then here they're going to wiggle like this. So this is the idea, and while they're doing this wiggling, I am going to jump over the top of them and hopefully get myself a bunch of airborne passes. Just have a little look behind. Oh Christ, it's over there. So I'm facing completely the wrong direction. Let's get back in line. And have a little look behind me. I want to get kind of like in line a little bit for the finish line. I think it might be about at this tree. Is that right? Yeah, that's not too bad. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to drive, keeping it kind of straight. I want it to be, that's nice. There, straight line from the start to here. So I'm now going to drive just down here a little bit, and I'm going to pop in the finish line. So there we go, that's the cheeky blueprint. I really hope it works because I've done a few of these. I got to about an hour long on the video of me recording doing this, and it just wasn't really working the way that I wanted it to. So I had this idea and I thought, rather than wasting an hour of your time, I'm now going to just start again. So, I love that car. I love that colour on cars, I really do. So I'm going to let them all pass. Now, obviously what I should have done is so we got an ultimate air, we got some wreckage, some landscaping. Oh, we didn't get an airborne pass on that. Maybe because they were not directly underneath us. So that could be a factor. Right, I'm gonna actually create the route, and I'm gonna do the blueprint, and I'm gonna have a look if I give them a bit more time, because obviously I went far too quickly. I'll let them all get ahead, and then I'll go after they've had a little bit of a chance to get in front of me, to give them some more time. So that's what I'm gonna do with this one. I really hope this works. Right, so I'm going to do this over the top of here. This is the one that I'd done previously and it didn't quite work. So that's all ready. It's called Airborne Pass with a smiley. And we'll tweak it until it actually works. So now let's give it a go. We've got to be in this. I really hope I can get this to work for you guys. It was frustrating the hell out of me. I tried lots of different danger zones, various different ideas of slowing them down and all that kind of stuff. And I'd originally intended to just do like a circuit race that goes over a load of sand dunes and you're going to be bouncing on the sand dunes. But no, I didn't. I've forgotten all about my hot chocolate and it's now very cold. Oh, it's still delicious though. It's actually, I found a load of Swiss hot chocolate sachets in the store yesterday. I also found some Twinings English breakfast tea bags, which is absolutely awesome. I desperately needed those. So now I've got decent tea, and I've also got decent hot chocolate. But it's gone cold. But I mean, cold hot chocolate. Am I allowed to say that? Cold hot chocolate is nice. Cold tea and cold coffee is horrible. My God, I left it a bit long. Oh, they're all the way over there. Do we get I don't think we're going to get an airborne pass because they were all the way over one side. We're not, are we? So let's quit the event, and we'll do it again, but we'll make sure that they're underneath us. I'll keep an eye on. I'll keep an eye behind me and make sure that we're still going in a dead straight line. Because you've got to actually, I mean, I'm overtaking the cars, obviously, and I'm airborne when I do it, but I just think they're too far away from me for it to count. So we'll pop back and we'll do it again. And I think this time it will work. I'm confident, okay? Positive mental attitude. This time it's going to work. It's almost 7 o'clock. I started doing this bloody ages ago. So let's have another crack at this. So let's create a new route. I hope this works. For those of you guys that have not watched any of my Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice playthrough, oh my god, that's the best game I've played in years. In fact, I've enjoyed playing that game. I did the entire playthrough just in one day. I was addicted to it. But I enjoyed playing that game probably as much as any game I've ever played, going all the way back to Final Fantasy VIII, which I think was my favourite gaming experience for a really long time. But this is absolutely amazing. It looks absolutely beautiful. It's really, really well done. It's so clever, and it's beautiful to play. So if you haven't tried it, my engine is so noisy. If you've not tried it yet, oh my god, I haven't gone off to the side, have I? I really, really, really strongly recommend that you check out that game. It's on Xbox Game Pass for free, but don't watch my video. Just play it. It's brilliant. If you really, really, really don't want to play it, then by all means do watch my video. But if you think there's any chance that you might fancy giving it a shot, I'd say just don't watch the video, just play the game. It's so good, and you're really missing out if you don't. It's not showing me where the start line was, so I'm not sure if I'm directly in line or not. Well, the end line is aiming down towards that tree down there, so this is about right, I think. So I'll do a little bit more, just kind of wiggling around here. I think that'll be good. And now I'll head down towards this tree. I think that's pretty straight, and also I am going. Oh, I can see the start line now. Yeah, I think that looks like it might work. So we'll give it at that. So yeah, guys, if you haven't, please do download from the Xbox Game Pass the Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. It's absolutely incredible. Really, really, really worth playing. And you can do it in a day. I did, obviously. It was only like 6 videos, and each one was roughly an hour long, so it's about 6 hours of gameplay. That's it. I was kind of annoyed at the end. I'm not like I don't really go after achievements or anything like that. But let me just quickly show you this. If I go over to my achievements, and I go to recent achievements, Hellblade. These are my recent achievements for Hellblade from playing through on it the other day. Oh, it's got Forza on here. Why have I got a Forza? Oh no, that's because the game I'm on at the moment. If I click on one, is it going to show me them all? Look at that. There's one locked, and it was because there are these things that you collect that tell you a story, and I didn't get them all. So I've got all of them but one, which is really annoying. You can't really see it on there. I thought it would show you, but it doesn't. But yeah, I only missed one. So I'm not an achievement hunter, but I was very frustrated to see that I missed one achievement. Let's let them go away. I'm going to give him quite a bit of a head start. Now we're going to jump over the top of them while they're doing all that wiggling about. And I should go directly over the top of them, so it should give it me this time. There they are. Ultimate air, ultimate wreckage, crash landing, drift. Do you think I'm going too high? Ow. Do you think I'm going too high and I'm too far ahead of them for it to count? That might be it, mightn't it? I'll try not to jump quite so high this time. I'm going to create this blueprint because I do think that would work if I wasn't quite so high above the cars. That's annoying. So override this one again. Well, I still haven't done it, and if this video was tagged on to the end of the other one, we'd be on like an hour and 25 minutes. So an airborne pass, even though I overtook them and I was in the air, and they were actually directly underneath me, I think I was too high in the air. I think maybe if I was going a little bit slower and I was closer to the cars, it would register as overtaking it. I think I was too far away from the car vertically. That's bloody annoying, isn't it? Let's have a look, see if this one works. You see that guy's car change colour next to me? That was a bit strange. So once again, I'm going to allow them to go off by themselves. Give them a nice chunky head start. Right, and now I'll go, but I'm not going to jump really, really high this time. Because I crashed, it didn't give it to me. That's not good. Yeah, I haven't got the skill that allows you to crash on this car. So as soon as I crashed, I lost my skill chain. So obviously it didn't give it to me. But I most certainly would have had airborne passes there, I think. Yes, I do like Fallen UK's tuning. It's lovely. There we go. One tiny, tiny, tiny step closer to being a master tuner. I don't think it's possible to get there without some really, really aggressive promotions of your tunes. So I still don't think this is going to be enough, but let's have a quick look at it and see if we've got any more. We have 2 of 5, so I've got, I'm now somewhere between 6 airborne passes and 8 airborne passes, because obviously if I had 9 it would be on 3 of 5, but I want to adjust that a little bit. I do have an idea that I think will be a little bit better. So frustrating though, isn't it? But what I'm going to do this time is I'll send the cars around the side, but I'll immediately bring them back in, and I'll keep them really close to the exit of the windmill, just going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, while I jump through the windmill, and hopefully that means I'll jump over all of them quite slowly, but I won't crash into any of them. I tell you, I would have got some then if I hadn't have crashed into them. But it may, well, maybe it did give them me, because you do drop your skill chain, but it probably still awards you for getting the airborne pass for this. I mean, we don't know, do we? But we'll see. A little bit more cold hot chocolate. I tell you, I was so pleased that I found those tea bags. I really was. I was craving decent tea. The tea here in Colombia is so bad, but I found a shop that was selling Twinings tea bags. And all they had is loads and loads of boxes of different varieties. with just 10 tea bags in a box. That was it. I hadn't lost my mind there. I was waiting for the game to be a little bit quieter. So, here we go. They're going to go up this side, like this. They're going to go down the hill just a tiny little bit, and then they're going to immediately... Ooh, that's not down the hill much, is it? I'll go down the hill a little bit more. I don't want to bloody crash into them. Alright, there we go. So we go down the hill a little bit, maybe about to here, and then we'll get completely perpendicular like that. And now we'll turn round and go back. Oh, I tell you what, I'm better off being in first gear for this, aren't I? And now we'll turn around and do it again. Oh, look at this beautiful snow. I wish I was in Austria right now with John, I really do. I haven't been snowboarding for a really, really long time. And in fact, since the last time I went snowboarding, I've broken 4 of my ribs, my elbow and my foot. Now, all of those things quite often cause me problems, and more often when it's cold. So, yeah, I had previously broken quite a few bones. I've broken 11 bones altogether. And all of the other ones before the most recent, like the 4 ribs, the elbow and the foot, those ones were all a long time before I last went snowboarding. So those ones are not really an issue. But I'm a little bit worried about my foot and my elbow in particular. My elbow really gives me a lot of trouble, it really does. If it's a cold day and I'm typing on a computer for a long time, which I do, I have to type on a computer for several hours to do with my businesses. But if it's a cold day, I can't type on a computer for more than about 20 or 30 minutes without it really hurting my elbow. If it's a cold night, I can never get it comfortable in bed. So it does give me quite a few problems, the elbow does. It's really annoying. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to when I do go snowboarding next, and I've got those problems. My foot, that's the most recent thing that I broke. I broke it here in Colombia. I broke it in a supermarket, like a cash and carry type supermarket where they sell things by bulk. And it was a really, really big, heavy shopping trolley that we was using to buy all this stuff by bulk. It was buying like a couple of months' worth of shopping. And the shopping trolley is really big and heavy anyway. But you know when they have those metal wheels so they can lock into like an escalator type thing, like what you have at Macro, that type of stuff? Well, it got that. And I pulled the trolley onto my foot. And it really, really fucking hurt. And I didn't realise I'd broke it straight away, but I've broken so many bones that, I mean, later on, a few hours later, I was starting to get that really familiar dull ache. And I was like, shit, I've broken this. And then it was very, very obvious I'd broken it. But I didn't have any health insurance at all here in Colombia, so I couldn't go and get it sorted by the doctors, like x-rays and all of that stuff. So I fixed it myself with paper mache. So the way I figured it, when you break a bone, oh, I've gone off quite a lot, haven't I? I don't think they'll get this far down. I think when you break a bone, the doctors in the hospital, they don't fix it at all unless the break is so serious that they need to put like screws and metal plates and things in it. But if it's just like a normal break, then all they're going to do is disable the bone by immobilizing it with a plaster cast and possibly putting it in a sling or something like that as well, depending on which bone it is, until your body fixes it for you. So that's all they're doing. So I figured, hey, I can immobilize my bone myself with paper mache. So I did. I made a paper mache cast for my foot, And then I had like a piece of webbing material that I used as kind of like I made like a big hoop, which I put my foot through to stand in it, and then I kind of used my hand to pick my foot up and move it around. So I think I've shared this on a previous video a long time ago, but I can't remember. But yeah, it worked a lot better than crutches. But my foot did heal, but unfortunately, in the healing process, my bones were not aligned very well. And now my foot is a shoe size bigger than it used to be. So my feet used to be a size 10. And since I broke my foot, my right foot, is now a size 11. So I'm now wearing size 11 shoes, which are too big for my left foot. So I've either got to get 2 different size shoes, or I need to break my left foot so that it matches. But yeah, that was the last bind that I broke. So I do have a lot of problems with snowboarding boots. I quite often get like cramp in my feet when I'm snowboarding, so I'm not looking forward to next time with this added complication of a broken foot. But we'll see. Go on, guys. There they go. Right, so I'm not going to jump really high. I want to jump over them, but I want to be quite close to them when I do. Well, I certainly jumped over some of them. It didn't say it, did it? I really don't think it said an air pass when that happened there. But we'll have a look. I don't know whether it tells you all of them or whether it tells you them in the correct order or what. But I don't think I got one. Let's have a look. I fucking hope that I did, because I've been on this for ages. So yeah, airborne pass. Anything goes. And that is your lot. Right. Let's hop out of this just for now. And we'll see whether or not I've increased with my airborne passes. I'm still on 2 of 5. This is so frustrating. Right, leap past the competition. Overtake your opponents while airborne to earn 3 airborne pass skills as you race in a retro rally car. I wonder if that as you race has any bearing at all. Do we have to be in a race? So, oi, I didn't notice you could do this. That's interesting. Hey, I can get my blueprints ready. I had no idea we could do that. I've never clicked on it before, so you can click on it, you see future ones. Isn't that interesting? That's new. So, I'm going to do the thing again now and see whether or not it improves my airborne pass. On this first one, I am just going to do it, I'm going to let them go, and I'm going to go fast, and then just fly straight past them all. So that's what I'm going to do on the first one, and I'm going to see whether or not that gives me anything. Once we've done that one, and we've seen what effects that has, I'm then going to do one by trying not to go too high in the sky, and I'm going to try and be quite close to the cars and all that kind of stuff. So I absolutely want them to be, I want myself to be in last place. Obviously that's important. And once I've jumped, I want to be in first place. So let's see if this works. So I'll give them plenty of time to get in front. Kamikaze Cows, what an awesome name. If you're watching this video, hello Kamikaze Cows. Right, so now that they're suitably ahead and I am in last place, I'm going to jump them. Jump them all in one go. Right, and we'll see if that gave us anything at all. They're a little bit too far off to the right, to the left, aren't they? So maybe I should tweak them a little bit like that and get them right underneath me. So that's attempt number 1. And we're on 30 minutes. Oh, I'm so glad I restarted the video. This video would have been about 2.5 hours long by the time it's sorted. I have a wolf howl. How exciting. Right, so let's see whether or not that did anything. If that didn't work, I'm going to bring them in closer. So that I absolutely, definitely jump over them. And I've got a really... let me think. Yeah, I've got a good idea on how I can do this. Right, let's have a look. Have we improved our score? I don't think we have. No, we're still on 2 of 5. That's so frustrating. So let's go back again. We'll have another crack at it. My wife's going to get home any second. Oh, that is delicious. So I've got an idea for another option. It should have given me that, shouldn't it? It's like I was in 12th place, I jumped in the air, and then I was in 1st place when I landed. That is an airborne pass over 12 cars, is it not? All things are going slow. I think my Xbox is actually overheating. I'm going to take it out of the cabinet, pop it on the floor. There we go. I actually put it on this, you know those, it's kind of like a chest expander thing that goes between your knees. It's like a yoga type thing. Well, my, get away from this noise. My wife has one of those, and you can just pop it on the floor and rest the Xbox on it, and it allows the air to circulate really, really nicely. So I kind of use that. And it stops my Xbox overheating. So our plan this time is to go over here, like this, slow them down by doing a turn. Let's have a look at it. Right, now, let's get down into 1st gear. My headphones are falling off. Right, let's have a look at this. So we now want to get onto the windmill, and I don't want to go, I want to stay in line with it as best as I can, like this. So I want the cars to be underneath, as underneath me as they can be. I wish I could see where the start line was so I could get a good line up on this. I think that's going to be enough. Do it like that. Yeah, I think about there is going to be enough. So there we go. Right, what's this? It's probably about the 10th try. Well, it's actually much more than that because I did a load of blueprints in different places before I came here. So I tried many, many different ideas for this. And this one, I'm not sure if it was the most promising, but it was definitely the most fun. And I liked the way that from the start line, it's a dead straight line to the jump. We had Arame 4 there. in 11th place, when actually he is one of our fastest drivers. I think that's definitely going to be giving it me, don't you? Airborne pass. Right, we definitely got one that time, so I think we've cracked it. We don't want to go too high. We don't want to... Look how many I've made. All those wiggly lines. We don't want to go too high, and we want to jump over cars. Obviously, because I'm in this car and it doesn't have the skill on it, the second chance skill, I think it's called, or something like that, if I crash into the cars, it is going to break my skill chain, but I don't know whether I still get the airborne pass. So that could be a factor. There we go, airborne pass. Beautiful, anything goes. And create the blueprint. So there we go, guys. It goes from the Colossus. It's called airborne pass. And it doesn't work perfectly, but you have to be quite careful. Don't go too fast. Make sure the driver tires have got enough time to get on the other side and start doing that little wiggle so that you are going over the top of them. You've got to be pretty close to them, otherwise it seems like it's not going to give it to you. So I'm going to do this a couple of times. I'll do it this time, and then I'll have a look to see whether or not we've progressed on the airborne pass or not. I bloody hope so. And then once we've done this, we'll go on to the next one. But I've got to say, the lucky escape drifting thing, I mean, there's nothing that I can do that's going to help you with that. You're just going to drift around and go near cars. So it's a bit of a no-brainer, really. And the other one, obviously getting 3 stars on whatever it was you've got to get 3 stars on, that all comes down to you just have a decent tune and drive, drive fast. So there's not really any blueprints I can do that are going to be any help to you on those ones. That'll do. There we go. Right, let's see how many we've got now. I hope it's gone up. I know I've got some, but obviously you have to get 3 in order to get onto the next one, and you've got to get 5 of them. So that's 15 airborne passes. So was I on 2? I think I was. So I'm somewhere between, obviously, 6 and 8. I've either got 6, 7 or 8 before when I checked last time. So hopefully now I'll have 9 or more and be on 3 or higher. So now I'm 3 of 5. So I'm on 9, 10 or 11. Because obviously if I was on 4 or 5, then I would be on 12. So I think I should wrap it up there, guys, because this has been exhausting. I know this video is now about 40 minutes long, but I spent a lot of time doing this before I started recording. I told you loads of stories and all sorts of things, but then I started again. So the other thing that you've got to get is the 5 lucky escapes, which is drifting while narrowly avoiding traffic. I would recommend to do that. You put yourself into Horizon Solo. So go to, for those people who are not sure how you do this, I'm sure you'll all know, go to Horizon Life, pop on over here, and go to, oh, I'm in Horizon Solo already. Obviously I'm in Horizon Solo already because it's asking me to go to Horizon Life. So we should be able to get that just by drifting past the traffic on the motorway. Just drift past traffic and you should be able to get that quite easily. The last one is that star. So let's have a quick look at it. Oops, there we go. So Derwent Water Speed Zone stars. My buzzer's going, so I'm going to go and let my wife and I'll say goodbye to you guys. But I really hope that you can get your airborne passes from this video, and I'll see you all soon.